All right, good morning everyone. Hope now you're good. We're here once again on our daily analysis, and as usual, this is done here at Scott Traders Hub as usual, and we're here to analyze and look at how we can make money today once again as we grow the money back. So I can see we are only around 2 people on the rest will find us. It's already 5 minutes past our time that we start on. So without further ado, just going to head over to where we start from always. That would be crash 500. Hopefully yesterday's you guys made money. I received one review, I think Rachel yesterday is the one who shared the risk more money, or if we have to wait. Alright, some things I need to first sort out here. Yeah, taking mine. Alright, just a minute. I don't know what is now making my internet to buffer. Need to sort it out as soon as quickly as possible. Alright, task. I think that's it. Now we can start on crash 500. Alright, so crash 500 yesterday. If you guys made money, please head over to the chats, let us know if you did actually make some money. So according to H4, we saw it come to this fair value gap, and of course that was the determining, you can see here yesterday. Was it yesterday? Let me check. This was the other day, of Thursday, I think. We had anticipated for it to come to that fair value gap. So yesterday and some other days, yeah, Thursday, this was Friday, Saturday, no, this was Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday again. Yesterday didn't come back to it actually. So Saturday and Sunday, it's when it was on that, it's when it reached that fair value gap. So right now on H1 we have another order block there that is now currently holding this price at the moment. So this one has not gone back to H4 but rather now to H1, and if we can drop to even M15, we can get it. Just before we go to M15, I want to see that. Let me see H4. Right, so there's another block there, so go to M15. Now M15, the last order block is that. So clearly I can now delete this of H1 and stay with the one on M15 and look at it. Now on M15 it gave us a double bottom. Gave us a double bottom here. This is a double bottom, and this was our neckline. This is our neckline. That is our neckline. So after that we haven't seen a retest either way. Yes, most of the times it doesn't give us what retest immediately. So that's why you're seeing this going straight out after the breakout of the neckline, and so far it has hit the first TP. You guys know how we determine the first TP is the distance of the neckline, and the first TP has been reached there. So now that it has been reached, we are going to anticipate a pullback, and then if it doesn't go back to this level, then once it is finished, then we can anticipate another entry to take us all the way up again. So we'll wait for that, but before we do that, I want to first go to daily and look at it. Okay, daily we are still looking for buys. We are still looking for buys. H4, we are somehow consolidating. It's in consolidation, and the way it is consolidating, it is in an expanding triangle consolidation, an expanding symmetrical triangle. I can delete this. That's what we see there, and it is currently playing within those areas. So what we can do is go back to M15, keep looking at it. You know that we have our TP there on that level. You don't want to take you risk and wait. Once you reach around these levels, you take the profits. So here we are going to wait for a pullback. That is the last order block on M15. So we can wait for, once it reaches there, anyone who loves selling can be ready to sell, but that will be a short sell. I rather wait for the buy to come again, to come around, then I can make my buy entry. So this one I will wait for now until I have a pullback. Alright, so that's it for Crash 500. Good morning, Gabster. I think you said you use that account, but your name should be Retro, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Then Desmond, good morning. The rest, I haven't seen your comments yet. I don't know where you're streaming live from, but I hope you're having a good time here, and the channel is adding value to you. On that note, if you don't mind, you can go ahead and like, so that YouTube can push it to many people who want to trade synthetics as much as possible. You can like, and of course you can always share, and of course if you haven't subscribed and you find this content valuable, please go ahead and subscribe. I'll be grateful for that, because we are looking at growing the community of traders. That is our goal. Growing a community of traders who trade together live. Yes, I'll be putting some lessons here and there, recorded lessons on some of these things that I normally use when I'm analyzing, but for now we do live sessions. So I'm looking at growing a community of traders who trade together, live trading, so that you can pick a signal if you want and make money together. If we lose, we lose together, and then we come again and we recover together the money. That's the goal. That's the goal here. So happy for you to be here. Now let's head over to Boom 1000. Boom 1000. Boom 1000. So Boom 1000, yesterday, let's look at yesterday. Yesterday we made some money, I think. Let me check on trade history. Yes. Entry was there. Made money. I was supposed to put my TP there. I did not. Okay, I had all this is yesterday. So the first entries were here. They went and hit the first TP there, as you can see the arrow on that order block. Was it another block? A fair value gap. I think it was a fair value gap. So it hit that level, then started to reverse again, came back to this fair value gap, and I made another entry here into buys, and still took me out my SLs. All these have been taking me out on my SLs in profits already, so I'm not worried. You can see those. It's only this only one trade that was taken out on stop loss, only this one trade. And I think this link, I want to first head over to a higher time frame, probably to daily, and look at it. So daily, so yeah, and yesterday, was it yesterday? Oh, no, like yesterday I told you it had already reached that fair value gap. So here we are looking at it going back to this fair value gap on H. No, it's an order block on H4, and it has reached it. It reached it when? It reached it on Sunday and started to sell. Then it consolidated for some time. Then it went back. So yesterday, today, it has reached that level again. So now that we know it has reached that level, from just now, the candle that has just gone up, it has reached that level. We can now wait. I can clearly say we wait until we reach probably 50% of this order block. So that is around that level there. If it goes around that level there, then I'll be ready to make my entries. But from where I see it, from the way I see it, according to CCI, let me first do this. According to CCI, yeah, even H4 shows us sells, H1 shows us some more of buys, and now when H1 goes to overbought, then we will be ready for sales. We will be ready for sales. So right here where we are, we stick to where we are. Right here we don't have any entries. We don't have any entries. I cannot advise for anyone to make entries here. I want to delete now all these. They've already served the purpose. Delete all that. Can drag this. This is a fair value gap. It's now sort of a support there, and this has been broken, so I can delete it. It's no longer necessary. Now head over to H1, look at it clearly. There's a possibility of going back there, and also there's another possibility of coming to that order block there. That's a daily order block. That's a daily order block. But do we have momentum to reach it? Clearly we don't. This fair value gap may hold, as we know that we always look to sell in premium, and that's where the premium is. That's premium there. That fair value gap is found in the premium, so we are looking at selling in the premium. So this is sort of like a retest on a daily to confirm the sell. So once it gets back to that blue, is it blue aqua, which the name is aqua, that color, once it gets to this color here on that fair value gap, then we will be ready to enter sales. It may happen today. From how I see the momentum of buys, it may happen today to reach that level. Once it reaches that level, then we'll get ready to enter sales, and these sales will be on for some days. They will be on for some days before we can get into buys on the daily, because weekly we know we are looking for buys. I need you to understand that. Why are we looking for sales now? We haven't reached oversold on daily. We are coming back to this level. We are looking at selling it. We are looking at sell, pull back there, and then later on start the buys again. So for now, we wait for what happens on what happens on H4 and H1. That's what now matters. That's what now matters, because right here I would not of course in M15 it has already reached oversold, overbought. I will not, unless I see something, a structure that is worthy to be taken advantage of. But right now I don't see any structure that I can take advantage of according to what I see, because we had already reached that level. I would say now we are at a resistance level, but this resistance level is too hard. It's a strong one to be anticipated that the breakout is going to happen now. Yes, this candle here, it's going to close at 11, and it is an H4 candle there. You can see it's an engulfing one. It shows some good momentum there, but we are not sure if it is going to continue and break this level here. So if it breaks that level there, that's when you can anticipate one once it tests and you make your entry for the buys. But if it fails, then there we can now come in to look at if we find something like this, like that, just the way it gave us on the previous move there, something like that. It's what you're looking for to make an entry for sales, just the way it did here on H1, something like that. That's what you'll be looking for if it fails to break that level there. So for now, I have no business with this. I'd rather go for another asset and look for a better opportunity. And now that is boom 500. Boom 500. I wanted to give this advice to anyone who wants to learn this skill. If you can, that is, if you can, you can get another phone. If you have two phones, lucky you. You can have one phone having this stream, watching YouTube, and then the other phone on your charts, and you keep drawing everything that you're doing here, so that you mark your areas of interest where we've anticipated to make our entries from, and so that you can follow it even after the stream. And again, if you can, those who can, you can still have a PC or a laptop, and you have your YouTube on your phone and your charts on the laptop, or your YouTube on the laptop and your charts on the phone, and you keep following and doing exactly what you're doing here to mark points of interest or to make your entries that we normally sometimes we make immediately when we are online, when we are live here. So it's up to you. That's just an advice that can help you to grow your skill in analyzing. So the more you get into the charts and do exactly what we're doing here, the more you're now getting conversant with analyzing and understanding these things. All right. I think that's it. Of course, sometimes I don't go into deep. That is exclusively to those that have gone into the course with me, into the mentorship class that is ongoing already. We are registering for November class, so some of the things will be left out for those that do what register for them. This is where we had anticipated. I had anticipated this is going all the way here. This is where we have our second TP. Our first TP is there. It was reached. It was hit yesterday. So now we are looking for the second TP. But the second TP can only happen if we see a pullback. If we see a pullback. Yes, we had this retest candle there, but it's somehow not enough. That's why you see I put my sell limits on that fair value gap there. I'm anticipating a pullback there, and then later on continue to sell. Why do I continue to sell? Because daily we are selling. Daily we are selling, and that's what matters. It shows that this is a continuation. This was a flag on daily, and we are looking for this continuation, and that's the exact TP level there that we are looking for. So right now this one is no longer needed there. Let's make our chart clear. This is no longer needed. This no longer needed. What else? This white one is no longer needed. Okay. All right. So if this candle closes, oh, this is a daily candle, and we had a good clear breakout on that support on this level here, on this candle here, H4 candle. So it means we can now anticipate a pullback because we saw a breakout on that support level there, and it's a daily support. So we can now anticipate a pullback to probably that fair value gap there, and then once we have it, then we can, once we reach that level, we can anticipate sales. I may remove them because there's a possibility of it going into manipulation first to take out stop losses that of the early sellers around that area there inside the flag there, then later on sell. So I will see how the momentum will be, and then before I can allow these buy limits to be, sell limits to be activated. So for now, this one I want to leave it at H4, I think, because I don't see any. Okay. No, it has low momentum on M15 and H1, so I would now just leave it on H4 to first give it something. Yeah, just leave it there on H4, and I'll wait for H4 to play out the way I want before I can make a decision. Now let's head over to M15. Volatility 10-1S, volatility 10-1S, volatility 10-1S. All right, so this one, I had told you guys that we will be looking for entries after it has broken that level. Yes, I think so. I don't remember, but that's what I remember. Now this was a breakout, a retest. Look at that. We had our entries. We were supposed to make our entries here yesterday. That's where we're supposed to make our entries. Let me see if I had my sell limits, my buy limits. No, I never had. So I missed this, and but of course I had already hit my target of the day, so I didn't want to make to overtrade. Never overtrade. Just because all assets are giving you entries, it doesn't mean you have to enter all of them. So there, it's where we had our first TP, and it was hit properly. That was an order block on M15, and immediately sales started. Now that we've understand that we missed money yesterday, I don't know if anyone actually took that money, but for now I can yes, now I can shift this to that. because sales have started, and H4 is going on as planned into sales. Now if I go to daily, I know sales are there, H4 sales are there, H1 there's still some buy momentum. So now I can head over to M15 and look at M15. M15 says sells, yet H1 says a bit more of buys. Really? Yeah, a bit more of buys. So now I can go to M15, first clear the chart there. We know that this is the move that we are on after reaching that order block there. Now we can delete, this can come here. Now delete these. And now look at the structure that it is giving us on M15. Let's look at that structure there. So it's a falling wedge. It's a falling wedge, and yeah, it's giving us that kind of pattern, which is sort of a falling wedge. I can't call it a triangle, it can't even be a pennant. So I would wait for a breakout. A breakout is supposed to be happening here. That's why we see on H1 giving us the buy. That's why we see on H1 still showing us the buy. So the breakout is supposed to be happening on this other side of the buys. Now it will be coming back to take the stop losses of the early buyers, and M15 we are selling, but we can't sell when H1 is still not yet clear on the sells. So the breakout has happened actually there, as you can see, but I'm not going to enter that buy. I will wait for entries here. This is a V10. Change here lot size, put it into 0.5, it's minimum lot size, and I put my sell limit there. Just put my sell limit there. I'll put 2 of them for now. I will add more layers when it starts to sell. So that's it on as far as V101S is concerned. Remember, according to daily, H4 we are selling, according to daily we are selling, but there's a possibility of this is a falling wedge, you understand, according to H1 and H4. That's a falling wedge, and we know that falling wedges we always break out into buys later on. But before we do that, we must reach this order block. We have to first reach this order block. So this is no longer necessary, and that and that. So I can now delete those and now remain with this one where we are currently, and then with also this order block. Now we are now anticipating this to come back to this level, then we can see buys to take us all the way up there to grab liquidity there and continue selling later on. So that's how we can anticipate all this all this movement, because here clearly you can see on CCI it can't just continue buying, selling like that. There must be a pullback there before we see it continue into sales just like that. So I always anticipate something of sort. Now I want to head over back to M15 and wait for this to play out. If it plays out exactly like this, then we'll be having our entries up there. It fails, then we'll come back and check and see where we may anticipate our entries. V75, do we have some comments there? Not really, so we head over to V75. So this one, those who remember yesterday, first give it a name. V75. So yesterday we had this move here. Let's look at it. Yesterday I was in this trade, but it took me out there. This is where it took me out yesterday. It took me out there. Wait a minute. Yeah, it took me out there, and then because that was a buy limit that was activated and it missed this, so this one I did not delete it, so it again came, activated that buy limit, went into profits, later on went all the way down and came down here, activated the buy limit on this order block. So currently I'm in floating losses, these two positions. Now from where we had anticipated that we will make our entries from, we clearly see that we reached that level, that is the order block. But now coming back to H1, actually H4, move to trade history there, it's the fair value gap that we came back to, and it has even exceeded it and gone to this order block, this H4 order block. That's the H4 order block. I hope you can see where my cursor is. I don't want to draw it because I want to keep this chart clean now. I can actually delete this and put this order block where this price has reacted from. So that's the order block. Let me see on daily, and that's where also the order block is. So there's some momentum ongoing for sales. I'm starting to think that I move out of this trade, because weekly we're supposed to be buying and daily is showing sales, H4 is showing buys. So I have a feeling, I have some conflicting analysis here on daily. There, that's where the challenge is. It has reached this level. This is the third time reaching that support level. So right here, that's why I'm still in for the buys, but if they insist, they will take me out down below here and then continue to sell according to daily. If the momentum continues to be strong for the sales, then it will take me out there, because the daily, according to CCI, it still shows we have clear momentum for the sales. We still have momentum for the sales. I don't have previous data to support that sell to continue. That's why I'm not probably, let me check on daily and see, but I don't see it. I don't see previous data for that continuation of the sell on a daily time frame. You see, this is where we stop at. That's where the data stops at, and that is 2019. That's where the data stops at, and that is the order block. That is a weekly order block here. This is a weekly order block. That's a weekly order block. If I was to increase, that is the order block there, and that's where the data stops from. So that's why I'm saying I am skeptical to look for sales at all. I'm skeptical to look for sales on that level there, even though daily shows sales. I want to follow weekly and H4 now. So if I see any confirmation of the sales, in fact on H1 now, when it breaks that level there into buys, I can easily even enter more positions for buys. So for now, I want to hold my 2 positions there until I see the breakout on that level. So for anyone to make an entry on this in buys, you want to make it when it breaks that level. We are not saying sales may not come, because CCI shows clearly that we may see sales continue according to daily and according to CCI indicator there. But price action shows that we are supposed to be buying according to weekly and according to H4, even H1. And you see M15 already is in buys. So that's why I want to follow the price action and follow buys and leave out what I'm seeing on daily time frame. All right, so I'll be waiting for that. This allo has already given us what we want. Now we can wait for a better entry on H1 there. All right, because now that is sort of a clear double bottom. If I can put for you a line chart, you can see it's forming a W there. So exactly that, and we'll be ready for entry on that level again. All right, that is V75 for us there. We can now wait for that to come to pass and make our entries. Now we head over to V50. V50, I'm already in profits there. Just edit this 50. So I'm already in profits there. That was an entry there. Why did I enter? I was waiting for price to reach this resistance level. It actually broke it, but it never retested to break it again. So the retest went back down. That's why I had to continue selling. Those who remember, I said if it breaks this support level, I would look for entries when price comes to that area. So it came to that area, but the retest went all the way back down. That's how I decided to make my sales now. So I entered my sales. The other reason why I entered, H1 was showing sales. Of course, here we are looking, it was sort of a retest, of which that retest, wow, according to H4, that retest came back and touched that OB there. Wow. Okay, my sales, my stop losses are already in profit, so I'm not worried about that. Daily, let's see at daily, and we wanted that pullback to come all the way to this level. That is an order block on H4, I believe, yes. And then activate these buy links, and then we go into buys later on. Before I can conclude that, let me make some quick analysis here with fib and C. Yeah, it has to come back. This wasn't enough. this liquidity sweep wasn't enough. Somehow it's not enough. We may see it come back all the way down below here. We'll grab liquidity, probably to at least half of this, at least half of that level there. So at least 50% of that level there, probably. So delete that. So we may see it come all the way to this, so I can delete now that. Here, when it gets here, you can look at closing your profits. Closing your profits if you decide to make entries of sales right here. But M15 shows buys, so it means it's going to take me out. M15 is showing buys. M15 is showing buys, whereas H1 is showing sells. H4 is showing buys. So M15, if it continues to, just a minute, so I want to use my Bollinger Band here to understand. Yeah, buys may continue. Buys may continue, so I can adjust my stop loss, which is in profits already too, around that level in break even. So I can put it above there, and then because I'm anticipating price to come back to that level there, and then sell again. So we wait for that. If it happens like so, the better. If it fails, then it will take me out and continue to buy, because it had reached this level down below here. It had reached this level here, which is in discount but not that significant. That's why I don't want to follow it. I don't want to use it, because it just touched it and went ahead. So that is V50 for us. No entry for now, until if price gets below the 10 MA, then you can make your entries. But for now, I'm looking at it coming back to this area and then later on sell. If it breaks that area, then you have no entry for any sales for now. So that's for those who want to make any entries on this asset. So now I can delete all these. This can just be right here. Alright, so that is V50. Now we head over to jump 25. Jump 25. Look at that! Wow! We missed a lot of money there. Jump 25. So jump 25. Let's see, reach the support or resistance level there. That's what we had anticipated according to this. According to that, what is that? That is on a daily. It's a fair value gap on the daily. So we had anticipated grab liquidity there and start to sell again. It's a pullback on H4. I mean on daily. Weekly, what are we doing? We are looking for the pullback. Did we break structure? Yes, we did. So it's just a pullback, and then later on continue to buy. And here we broke structure there. According to H4, we broke structure here. Now we are looking for this to give us an entry for the buy, and we've started to reach the discount. So if we are selling, we are not going to sell for long, because a general trend is a buy. The general trend is a buy. So either it's going to come here or to this last OB there. Last OB and then later on buys start again. So I have no business with this now. It took me out yesterday, but of course I had already shifted my stop loss into profits, so that was an entry and took me out there. It was a sort of a sniper entry somehow according to H1, and it took me out there when it made a retest, but later on I didn't enter it again. I didn't make an entry again, but look at that, and this is a money giver, by the way. It's a money giver. Jump 25. It can give you, if you're wrong, it can take your money, so you need to be careful and always use the smallest lot size, which is 0.01. always, if you don't want to risk your account, to grow your account, you always use maximum, minimum, the minimum lot size. All right, so that is for jump. Looking at H1, let's look at M15. If we have an entry, probably a pullback on M15, break of structure there, and now we haven't seen a pullback, so the pullback is anticipated to go there and then continue to sell. So that's what we could anticipate there on M15. So once you have a pullback on M15, you can still make your entry there, because M15 is clearly showing that there is going to be a pullback. There's going to be a pullback because it is even oversold if you're looking at CCI there. So I'm looking at price action. It has been giving us lower lows and lower highs, on M15. So it hasn't retested back to that level where it broke structure from. So this is the level I believe we should be coming back to, then later on continue to sell. We will see that, and then we can make our entries, clear entries for sales to take us down below to that level there. All right, that is jump 25. So we can conclude with our last asset, which is jump 10. We did discuss it yesterday, so we last saw it on Thursday. So let's look at what we have. According to daily, we are looking for buys, but we had a break of structure there. It was actually a breakout from that ascending triangle. Now this is a retest after breakout on the ascending triangle. Now that clearly gives us an advantage that once today closes outside this trend line above, then we will make our entries for buys, clean buys, risk-free entries to take us back there, or even to that fair value gap, in fact. So we'll be looking for that. So for now on H4, new candle of H4 has started. H1 still selling, still have that there. We haven't reached it clearly, so it has to come to it probably. M15 buys have started. That means you may see it just do this, and then later on come again, come down again according to M15. So you don't want to make your entries here without a clear confirmation. Always, we normally make our up buys when price is above 10 MA, and clearly right now it's still below 10 MA, so you don't want to risk making entries. So now it's a wait. So most of the assets today, as we've been looking, are for waiting. They'll give us money, but what I may anticipate today for this asset. So I want to leave that at that. We don't have an entry until we have probably a double bottom or price going above our 10 M, then we cannot make any entries on this asset. This is the last OB there, last OB on M15. I will leave that at that, and then now we do the recap of where we started from. Julia says he's still holding jump 25 according to yesterday's anticipation. Wow, Julia, you should be in big money if you're still in jump 25, because it's a money giver. It's a money giver. Congrats on your profits. Yeah, still moving. The anticipation will be that short retest and then continue selling. So now let's head over to the recap and we see where we started from. And as we're doing that, I want to remind you of this, that today it's happening at 1 p.m. BTC. So let's do the recap. So crash 500, we said we are looking for the pullback. It did give us a pullback. It has actually broken out. It has broken out of that order block. It has broken out of that order block, and that's where now the confusion comes in. I want to go to M5 and look at that, because it's just entering it and continue to buy, and then it spikes and takes all your money. So I want to be sure before I make any entries. No, I cannot make any entry. I cannot make any entry. No. I can't make any entry at all. Can't make any entry at all, although I know H4, it came from this trend line. Why don't I delete this? Just delete this. It's confusing me calling it a trend line. So it came from that trend line there, and it's heading over there. But I need a pullback for me to make a clean entry. So I won't. If it doesn't give me a pullback, that is a gone trade. I'm not risking going against my entry guideline. So that is no for me right now. I can't. Yes, it has given me a clear breakout on that resistance and a retest, but still something is still missing. Let me use fib. Let me use Bollinger here and look at that. Yeah, so if I don't have a pullback, I'm not going in for this. It may be a trap to take a lot of money, so I'm not ready to do that. We'll head over to jump, to boom 1,000. So boom 1,000, we are waiting for something like that, or to break out that resistance. So if it doesn't do any, it will be consolidating, but if likely it will give us this move to sell it back to this level. So we will wait for that. Boom 500, it's continuing to sell. You all know that this is a TP, but we are anticipating the pullback back to that level probably. but it has failed. It actually made a pullback on H1 there, on that order block there. That's where it made the pullback from and continued to sell. So we don't have any entries on this asset for now, so I will leave it until I see a pullback. If it fails, then it will continue and hit our TP level, which is here, that order block on daily. So that is it. That is a weekly. It will be coming back to that weekly breaker block, and then if we reach that level there, it's a done deal for the buyers to actually for the buyers to come again. According to CCI, we should be continuing with the sales, but price action here tells us we had a break of structure. We made a new high there, so this is a pullback back to the break of structure or breaker block. Now we should be, when we reach that level, we should be looking for buys again. So we will wait for that to happen. But remember, there is liquidity left back here, that on that fair value gap, that is liquidity. So the reason why we may see sales here, CCI showing us sales to continue, may be because of this liquidity that was left back. So may continue to that, and hence as showing us that sales on CCI should be continuing according to weekly. So we leave that, head over back to H1 and wait for the pullback. If it fails, then we have no entry. In V10, it hasn't given us a breakout yet. We are waiting for that breakout, the breakout to take us back there, and then later on sell. V75, we are waiting for the breakout on that neckline and then enter buys again. Already I'm in buys and I'm in floating losses, but we have a clear we will have a clear entry of buys when price breaks that level. It fails, then if it fails, then it will come down below and take me out on those stop losses. V50, I'm looking at pullback there, then we'll make our sales to continue all the way down, because somehow I saw that this wasn't enough of a liquidity sweep. So I'm looking for a clear and proper liquidity sweep on this level here before the buys can continue. So we will wait and see whatever it decides to do. We will follow what the market presents. 25, I'm waiting for the pullback on M15. If it happens back there, then I will make my sales to continue all the way back to this order block, which is an H4 order block. So now lastly, jump 10, we've said we'll be looking for pullback back to that level before we can continue to sell it, because H1 we are selling, H4 we are selling daily. We are looking for the pullback. We are looking for the pullback because we had that break of structure, or we had that breakout from that ascending triangle. So if today's candle closes out of that break, out of this resistance trend line, then we will be ready for entries for the buys, because daily is a clear buy. So this today will confirm if tomorrow we will be buying or not. So this is what we're looking at. H1, I'm looking at H1 and M15, making that pullback there before we can continue to sell it back to this order block. If it fails and continues to sell it back to this order block, then we will anticipate a consolidation for the rest of the day. Alright, so that is briefly what we have today in our charts. I hope you guys had a great time. For those that are still interested in registering for the mentorship class, November mentorship class, you are welcome to join. That's what happened to this? Skewed, or it's my eyes? I don't know what I'm seeing, but anyways, that is what we have there. If you want to register, you can go ahead and do what? You can go ahead and inbox me or WhatsApp me if you have my WhatsApp number. If you don't have, you can send a comment asking for it. I will give it to you. That is if you want to register for November mentorship class. There's a promotion going on. If you bring in 3 friends and you're 3, you get a 10% discount. Each one of you guys will get a 10%. If you bring your 3 family members for the mentorship class, each one of you will get a 10% discount, and that is a current promotion ongoing. But for individuals, the price stays the same, and I'll be waiting for those who are ready for the November mentorship class. It is ongoing, registration is ongoing. But otherwise, I want to wish you guys a good day and happy trading. From whatever we've discussed, please always wait for proper setup, proper structure to make your entries. Don't rush. This thing we normally call FOMO. FOMO clearly is fear of missing out. So try as hard as you can to fight that fear to miss out, fear of missing out. It's a disease in almost all aspects of life, so you need to fight it, and it is one of those that makes you even grow accounts in trading. So you need to fight it. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. You need to fight it. So you can only fight it if you are patient to wait for your structure, your kind of structure that you always trade. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a happy trading day. See you tomorrow same time. Those who are fans of BTC, please, I'll be waiting for you at 1 p.m. We'll be having a 30-minute discussion and analyzing and seeing if we have started a bull run or not. Let me wish you guys a good day. See you at 1 for synthetics. See you tomorrow at 10:30. Have a nice day.